Hello again, welcome in. I am Jane Drops and you're watching Drops of Jupiter Tarot. Today it is a wisdom segment. So it's a little bit about how the cards tell the story of life and life's journey, right? So the easiest one being majority of people who watch tarot readings and things like that and actually are into sort of spirituality and stuff in a sort of hard way are female. So I thought I'd start the trifecta wisdom series with the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So maiden is obviously the younger years, yeah. The mother is when you get to motherhood, and then the crone is when it's maturity. People like to think it's age, but it's pretty much maturity. It's wisdom. It's knowing who you are. It's knowing how life works, and it's also implementing spirituality in everyday life, right? So it's believing, the crone, right? So the maiden. Now these are the archetype cards, right? So if I take these away and then we just kind of delve into the maiden, right? Your maiden journey, you'd have your wands journey, you would have your swords journey, you'd have your cups journey, you'd have your pentacles journey, right? Now, I've sectioned all these off already because otherwise I would have been sitting here for ages. So, wands are desires, swords are thoughts. What do thoughts create? Cups. No. Cups, emotions. Yeah. And then pentacles is your tangible, what you can see and hold in reality, right? They're the minor arcana. These are the major, right? No. Okay, I'll have to go back as that to... I've got two of the same deck because I do love this deck of the Rider-Waite, and they've got the same pictures and stuff on, do you know what I mean? So I kind of think I accidentally mixed them up along the way, so I had to go through them all yesterday. But right, so again, maiden. So you're young, you've been born, right? Obviously you're raised up until a certain age. When you start learning who you are is when your desires kick in. So as a child, you desire to be free, you desire to be innocent, you desire to do anything and everything. It's the beginning, full journey. It's the innocence, the naivety, the not knowing what waits in the world, but you're still, I want to be an adult, I want to do this and I want to do that, I want to get out there, I want to be able to enjoy this and that, right? So you've got the desire to begin, to start, yeah? Now, swords are thoughts. So this is your desire. So could be, obviously you're starting from the maiden, do you know what I mean? So relationships probably wouldn't come into it until your teenage years, you know, when you're starting to understand what male and female and the relationship is between those. So yes, we'll take it from, so desires. Desires would be things like, I desire to build a tree house, yeah? So you'd be, right, I really want to build a tree house. So there's your first initial initiative. It's from above. You don't know where it's come from. You just want to build a tree house. Yeah, you're passionate about it. You really want to do this. Yeah, so what? We don't go to 3. We've lost a 2. Oh gosh. Well, that's all I need, isn't it? Well, you stick to the bottom of the wand. Right, so gotta love these technical mishaps, don't you? Right, so 1 is your, I want to build a tree house, for example, yeah? 2 is what? It's, how do I build this tree house? Can I build this tree house? Yeah? This would be, how do I do it? What do I need to do it? Right? Then you start going, right, I think I've got this, right, I got this down, yeah? So your desires, you're there, you're like, yes, right, so now you want to share, yeah? So your victory, it's like sharing, it's like, hey, look, I got an idea. Yeah. Maybe you've told your best mate and you're both going, yay, we've got an idea, we want to build a freaking tree house, right? So all of a sudden people are going, no, you ain't going to be able to do that. You're going to need this, you're going to need that, that's outside noise, it's conflict, it's chaos, it's like no one's hurting each other, do you know what I mean? But everyone's got their sticks on the ready, it's getting there, right? But then you're like, no, do you know what? My idea is sound, yeah? I'm gonna stick to it. I still want to build a tree house, right? Then you're like, right, that's it. I'm not arguing anymore. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna build this tree house, yeah? So you do, so you start. Now more ideas are coming, more desire, more passion. You're like, whoa, I can't wait for this. Do you know what I mean? So you start telling people more, right, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna think, right? But you're starting to get a little bit guarded because people are constantly telling you, right, no, this isn't going to work. You need this, you need that, do you know what I mean? So now you're starting to go, oh, maybe. I don't know, maybe. So now your desire's starting to, this is saying stand your ground. If it's something that you're passionate about and you feel good and it's not hurting anyone, it's for the good of you and people around you, stand your ground. Yeah? But it will create a burden, right? But it's about what's creating the burden, right? You need to let go of the sticks. These sticks could be all the things that people have told you. So now instead of it feeling like a great, happy thought and it's something that you really want to do, now you're like, oh, but because I've told everyone this and this and this and this, and I've heard this and this and this and this and this, and now it's become a burden. It's like, it's not something I really want to do, right? But then all of a sudden you're like, but I really seriously want this freaking tree house. Yeah, so you're like, right, this is your student. So you start learning now, right? How can I do this? Like, really, I really want to do this. Yeah. This is about, right, I'm doing it. Yeah, I've decided I'm going to take the leap and I'm doing it. I'm charging in. I'm going full force. I don't care what happens. Yeah. This is the master. Yeah. You've mastered your desire. You are now ready to start putting the thought into planning. Yeah. So the thoughts into bringing it to fruition. Yeah. So thoughts create feelings. Again, this is when you're like, right, I'm doing this and this is how we're doing it. I'm going to need you. I'm going to need you. I'm going to do it. Right. So now your desire's there. You're ready. You're going forward with this. Yeah. Right. Nothing's going to get in your way. You're doing it. Right. So then comes, right, treehouse. Yeah. Where do we start? So you go within. Is this treehouse a good idea? Everybody's told me it really isn't. So, you know, there's a lot more negatives than there is positives. That kind of puts you in a, oh, God, is this ever going to work? So now you're feeling a bit of loss, a bit of disappointment, a bit of grief maybe, do you know what I mean? Bit of pain, right? But then you're like, do you know what? Let me think about this realistically, yeah? Let me think about this realistically, right? I want my treehouse, yeah? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it. It's just trying to find a way, right? But you've got other people and your thoughts getting in the way. But this person said this when I told people out there, it wasn't what other people wanted to do. They wanted to go and do something else. They thought I should go and do something else. So maybe I shouldn't say anything, right? Maybe I should just go, get away from the chaos, go find out what it is I really want to do. Just go and find some calmer waters, right? But then you might be sort of deceiving yourself and going, oh, do you know what? This might actually not work. Do you know what I mean? Because you're listening to what everybody else has said. There's been some, you know, you're kind of keeping everything close to you, you know, cards close to your chest kind of thing. You just don't really want to tell anybody because of all the things that you've heard, which then kind of puts you in your head because you're like, oh, for crying out loud. All I want to do is build a tree house. Why is everybody saying this? Why is everyone doing this to me? What's going on? Is the world against me? And victim mentality, right? Again, you can get out of it just by changing your mindset. Because while you're going through this, it's going to put you into this anxiety and depression. Oh my God, it's never going to work. Everything's going to get... Then you're going to be like, do you know what? After listening to everything, I've had enough. I've honestly had enough. Now you're like, right, I'm actually going to put more effort into my thoughts. I'm going to see what goes on. I'm going to see if I can research this properly. So again, student, seeker, master. Now you've accomplished, you're the leader of your thoughts. So you're the leader of your desire. You're the leader of your thoughts now. Yeah. So you've got this under control. You're like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is how it's going to happen. Then you get the cups. Now you're like, right, I'm happy. I need to find, right. So now you've got, right, oh, I'm loving this now. I can't wait to start doing this. Yeah. So you find somebody to do it with, right? Somebody who is into the same thing as you, somebody else who wants to build this tree house with you. Yeah, they're like, come on, I'll help you. I'll put in as much effort as you. Yeah, I love it just as much as you. So now you've got a balanced partnership, yeah, for this tree house. Yes, and you're like, hang on, but we need more help. Do you know what I mean? We're going to need more help. So we need to find a community. We need to get some more people in. Yeah, other people who enjoy doing what we do. Yeah. That's kind of took you to, oh, but what happens if we can't find anybody that wants to, what happens if we can't find anyone who wants to do anything with us? Yeah. So you're in apathy. You're avoiding, oh, but there are many people out there that enjoy doing what we do. So we will find someone. It's just going to take time. But it's put you in that mood now. Now you're like, oh, I don't even know if I want to. Now I even regret mentioning or thinking about a house, a tree house. Do you know what I mean? Because of all the things. So you're looking at all the things that have gone wrong, all the things that have made you feel like it's not a good idea, like it's not. You don't love it as much. There's not that much feeling in it now. Now you feel bad, you feel regret, you feel sad, you feel lost, you feel deflated. Do you know what I mean? Regret, all that. But again, all you got to do is pick up them cups and off you go. You haven't got to keep concentrating on this. Yeah, if you want to go and build your tree house and you've got the emotions to do it, the thoughts, the desire, yeah, you go ahead and do it. So then you start thinking to the past. So where did I go wrong in the past? What is it that kind of messed me up, and what is it that I need to do? What have I got to look at? What's behind me that can help me go forward? Yeah. It's also innocence as well. It's also about looking back at the past and seeing that, oh, I approached this with innocence. Now you might not be wanting to make a move because now you're worried that this is going to happen, or you're not going to find anybody who's going to make this tree house with you. Yeah. Now you've got decisions, right? But then you're like, everybody likes to build a tree house. No, not everybody. Oh, it's going to be really easy. No. Do you know what you're going to do? You're going to end up making a choice. You're going to find somebody to come and help you do this tree house, but maybe it's not going to be a good choice. Yeah? Maybe you need to realise, hang on a minute. I need to walk away from this. I need to go back to the beginning. This is me. Yeah? I need to say, right, I don't need anyone's help. I don't need anyone in there. I've just got me and my partner. Me and my friend are going to do this. So you walk away from the things that don't serve you anymore. No matter how fulfilling they are, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you care about them, you're like, no, I've had enough. I'm going to do this. Now you're in the Nine of Cups. Now you're like, yep, my desire's back. I've got the feeling for this. I know that I can make this. This is what I'm going to do. I've got everything in order. I'm not going to listen to no one. I've got the power. I've got the creative tools. I am going to do this. Yeah. Now you've got your fulfillment. Your wishes granted. Yeah. Now there's a new opportunity. Right. So maybe it could be you find people who do like to build, you go on a bloody group site, you know what I mean, where you find people who enjoy building tree houses and can give you advice on how to build a tree house. Yeah. Probably even offer you help. So you're like, right, okay. I'm going to take it slowly this time because look what happened last time when I kind of, rushed in a little bit. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do this slowly, balanced, yeah. I'm going to nurture the idea. I'm going to make sure that I put as much love and effort into it as I can. I'm going to build it stably so nothing can knock it down. Now, I'm the master of my emotions. I'm the leader of my emotions. My emotions are now balanced. I'm not going to be too upset. I'm not going to be too happy. I'm just going to wait and see what happens and take it as it is. Yeah? Whatever happens, happens. It's meant for me. And then Sky Daddy comes along and says, hey, hey, come look at this tree that would be perfect for a tree house. So you're off on your little journeys maybe one day, taking the dog for a walk through the forest, and all of a sudden you see this tree and you're like, that is my tree for my house. Yeah, that's where I'm going to start. But you realise, hang on a minute, now, life's hectic, it's chaos, everything, I'm going to be busy. I've got to find a way now to balance so I'm not overwhelmed. Do you know what I mean? That I can actually plant this seed, yeah? Balance everything that I need to balance in order to make it grow, right? So then you're like, right, I need some help. Right, so teamwork, yeah? Right, let's find people who can help me do this. Yeah, realistically can help me do this, yeah? So you do it. But then you're like, oh, hang on a minute, that's my idea then. If I get this idea out, maybe other people will want to copy it. And then everyone will have a tree house. Right, so then you're like, but then hang on. Oh, but see, it's going to cost me money as well. So I think maybe I might just like hold on to what I've got just in case it all falls through and like, you know, now you're feeling out in the cold. You're feeling like you've lost. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you did put some money into it, into the community. Do you know what I mean? Which has made you feel, okay, so nothing's happening as quick as I want it to. Now I feel like I've lost. Now I feel like I'm outside. But the thing with this card, even though you're outside in the cold, you're at the window, right? So if you was to stop staring at the window, through the window and going, oh my God, I want that and I want to get back to that, I want to get... If you was to carry on searching and walk around, you'd find the door. Yeah, the door to the church, you'd find the door. So it's about persistence, but okay, I'm out in the cold, yeah, okay, it's hard, but I'm going to find my way. Now, you're starting to understand, right, I've come so far, so I want to start sharing. So you go onto the site that you've been on about the building of tree houses, right? And you put a post on there, right? For anybody who wants to help me build the tree house, yeah, I will give you my, once it's complete, I will give you my time and effort and I'll help you build yours. Or we'll put this weekend into mine and I'll help you put yours into it. It's about balancing the energy, it's about giving, sharing the experiences that you have gone through in order to get here. Yeah? Right? I'm going the treehouse route because it's the easiest way to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because this is, remember, this is maiden. This is before you're even entering relationships. This is things that you're going to go through. This is like a, it just shows you what life, the cards are saying about life, right? So now you want to share, yeah? But now you're thinking, right, things aren't going as quick as I wanted them to. And we're doing something wrong. You're like, come on, I really want to get this tree house up and done and running and built. Why is it taking so long? Why isn't everything just falling into place? Yeah? Right, it's obvious that I need to do some more development. I need to build my skills. I don't know how to build a tree house, so I need to figure out how to, but I want to do it myself. Yeah, I want to put that effort in. I want to be able to contribute that to somebody else's house and share the generosity. So everything that I've learned and keep learning, I want to share. Yeah, but I'm going to develop myself. I'm going to put more effort in. Yeah. Now you realise, now that I've done that, it's just about waiting. It's about patience. It's about you've planted the seed. Now it's time to just sit back, relax and wait. Stressing, rushing, all of them things being up in your head, having too much feelings in it, lack of desire, stagnant, blocked, all that kind of thing. No. Does she look like that? She's sitting there going, I know this day is going to come where I am absolutely happily, my desires are fulfilled, my thoughts are, my emotions are, and everything's starting to ground. I've got a community. I've got my dogs. Yeah, I'm good. This is it's going. It's going. Now you've got, right, I might start a business in building houses, tree houses. But it's going to take me a long time, so slow and steady wins the race. Build my tree house. Whoever's helped me, I will help them build theirs. And let's see where it goes. See if we can make something of this. Now you're sitting there going, wow, I actually did this. This is mine. I'm so proud of everything that I've done and I've achieved. And oh, I can just sit back and look and relax. Now I'm the leader of my pentacle world too. Visionary. Yeah. It's also about stability. It's also about grounding. It's earth, so everything earthly. It's grounding. It will, you're not going to be in your ego. It's a good, stable. It's the most reliable king in the deck, right? So that's pretty much how you would have the maiden journey. Now, again, do you remember I introduced the major arcana? So, the Fool, innocence, ready to start life, off you pop, yeah? You realise, oh, hang on. Actually, no. You meet the magician, right? So this is your major life events, yeah? So, you're beginning, you're naive, you're innocent. You meet the magician. You see that he's got what he needs. He knows what he's doing. He's connected. He's listening to his intuition. He's able to create. He's got his emotions in check. He's got his thoughts in check. He's got his pentacles there. He's got his desires. Yeah, but he's also connected to above. But he also knows he's got infinite access to these. It's abundance. Yeah. He then meets the high priestess, who introduces him to spirituality, intuition, how to understand life, what life is. Yeah. Now you've embodied all four of the queens. Empress energy. Now you can be still, balanced, calm, right? The Emperor. Again, it's the female male roles. Do you know what I mean? So, but again, we've all got feminine and masculine energy, so it's about embodying both. So it's about being still. It's about understanding that things come to you. You don't chase. Yeah. And then you've got the Hierophant, which is basically understanding that you make you. Yeah. Alone. You stand alone, right? Until you meet a friend. I'm just realising with YouTube. And now everything starts to move forward in a hurry, right? You realise you've got strength, yeah? Or you need strength to carry on. But you understand that strength is not brute force. It's about gentle taming. It's about calming. It's about believing. It's about faith. It's about humanity. She isn't ripping his jaws apart. She's being gentle, kind, caring, right? This is about the journey alone, right? So even though you've got the lovers there, that could be lust, yeah? So you start figuring out, hang on, there's got to be more to life than this, yeah? What is it that I'm missing? Do you know what I mean? What am I missing? So you go within, you go on your journey, yeah? But it's a game of luck, but it's also a game of karma. It's destiny. It's fate. It's all the things that are going to come your way. Now, life's in cycles, remember. So the Wheel of Fortune is like, roll the wheel, spin the wheel, and see where it goes. Yeah? Justice. The universe will make sure everything is balanced. Everything's just, everything's fair, right? Then you meet the Hangman. He's telling you, maybe you should look at life a little bit differently. Yeah? I can give you a few tips. Do you know what I mean? Right? Which then, death. For everything that ends, there's a new beginning. It's not literal death, it's a rebirth, it's an awakening, it's a, oh my God, there is more to life than just me getting up in the morning, going to work and earning money for somebody else and then coming home and eating my food and doing balance, everything in moderation. So now you know that life's new. Now you know how to balance. You know that you need to keep your emotions in check. You need to keep everything in check. You don't want to go overboard with anything. You don't want to overflow anything. It's about balancing the two cups. Again, she's got one foot in the water, one foot on the ground, staying grounded in reality while also in spirituality. Yeah, knowing that there's more to life out there, but it's also a card of being protected, so being watched over and led and guided. Then the next one is the devil. Obviously, it's about the bad things in life. Yeah. So you kind of figure out, oh gosh, right, okay, so there's all this, there's all that, yeah, but if I do that, there's going to be a tower. So everything that was unstable, built on unstable foundations, is going to come crashing down, right? People jumping from towers, there's lightning striking the building, the crown's gone flying, right? But there's hope because you know, you have faith that when one thing ends, something new begins. Yeah? So you take from the universe, learn wisdom, learn knowledge, learn everything that you need to, but stay grounded, keep your emotions grounded. There's hope. Yeah? There are still going to be things that are a mystery, but the unknown isn't scary. Yeah? The sun will illuminate the way. There is a way. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah? There's lightness and darkness, but it's also about there's light and dark in all of us. Yeah? It's about looking back at life, making your wrongs right. Yeah? It's about believing. It's about having faith. It's about trying to become your higher self. Yeah? It's about surrender. It's about again with the angels, it's the universe. It's about life, and the world is a completion, right? So not only have you completed your desires, your thoughts, your emotions, your pentacles, but these are your main life events. Yeah, you begin something new, you start creating it. Maybe you start learning a bit more intuition. Yeah, to stay balanced in your masculine and feminine. Again, feminine, balanced, calm, still. Masculine, forward motion, protection, provider, that kind of thing, right? Hierophant, again, it's about being the master, being calm, being fair. And then again, once you've gone through all of those, what you'll do is eventually you'll get to the age of it being a relationship, right? So now I've got the desire to start a relationship. What are the kinds of things that I need to do in order to start a relationship? Am I mature enough and balanced enough to start a relationship? Now I'm going to start a relationship. Then you get pregnant. Now you're on a different journey because now you're on the mother's journey. The mother's journey is the protector. I'll give you a little thingy, right? It's easier for a woman to find the masculine inside her than it is for a masculine man to find the feminine inside them. Yeah? For a man who's been taught for the whole of his life that to cry or to share his emotions or show his emotions is a sign of weakness, no, it isn't. But then you don't want somebody who's overly feminine, right? Do you know what I mean, right? It's basically getting a balance of both, right? Like I said, a mother will be able to find her masculine because once you're a mom, that mama bear comes out. So touch my nest, touch my eggs, and I will rip you a new one. Yeah? Now it's all about being the provider, making sure that it's not you that's the priority. Now it's your child, right? That is now your priority. So now, instead of you wanting to have a new life where you want to find someone and you want to experience life, now you want to experience the family life. So now, again, you're back to square one. You're on the fool's journey. You don't know what it's like to be a mum, so you're literally going into it, taking a leap of faith. But again, you know now that you have everything inside of you to create the life that you want. You've got the intuition. You've learned the wisdom. Yeah? You know that in order to carry on, you need to balance both your feminine, masculine energy, your stillness, and your movement. Right? Know when to stay still, know when to move, basically. Right? And so on and so forth. And then as time goes on, depending on how many relationships you have, before you end up having children, you end up having children. It might even be that your relationship falls apart when the tower comes along. Yeah? Tower comes, everything falls apart. Do you know what I mean? But again, there's hope, because you know that that person clearly wasn't aligned for you, right? Everybody has a journey. Everyone has a goal. We all have a life mission, a life purpose. Yeah? It's about finding out what that is. It isn't just what you're told when you're a kid. You grow up, you have to have a house by a certain age, you have to have so much money by a certain age. It's all about having finances. That's where you'll get. No, that's what society has told you. Abundance, true happiness, true wealth, true peace. Yeah? Comes from you and your choices and your decisions. Every single one of them, from the time that you're able to, that you're discovering yourself, up until the day that you die. Yeah? You could have gone through 5 relationships and then you have a child, right? But again, remember, in the universe, nothing is set. So don't think that, right, okay, so now I've built my business and nothing's going to go wrong. No, because there's going to be lessons to be learnt in that as well. If you've just started a business, you haven't experienced the failure of a business. Do you know what I mean? Will you be able to balance your emotions and understand that, okay, so it's failed, but I can start again? Do you know what I mean? Have you learnt the lessons? Do you realise that the strength, power, love, and everything that you need comes from you alone? You don't need other people's advice or input or anything like that. You are capable of doing it on your own. But unfortunately, society and the government and everything else, laws and things like that, have put us in a position where we're not free. We're not free to do as we choose, although we're made to believe that we are. Yeah? I don't really want to go too much into that, because no doubt I'll probably end up having quite a few people give me grief. But right, I've gone on for like half an hour now. So right, this now brings you from the maiden, the mother, to the crone, because now you've learned. Right, I've learned so much over my years. Yeah, you could be 20, you could be 30. Again, it's about maturity. It's about, if you learn the lessons and you listen to your intuition and your body, and you've got a balance of mind, body and soul. There are a lot of people out there who have. It's just, unfortunately, for the unbalanced ones, they've got a name for people. So it's about putting people in a place, in a box. The idea is to think outside of the box. There is an archetype of a box, and it's got the pearl in the middle, and it's got so many layers of boxes all around. And it's about breaking the layers, slowly but surely, to think outside the box. Right? Don't be the 85% of the world and be in the box. Small thoughts, short-mindedness, what is it? Judgments, do you know what I mean? Do not be in a box. Outside of the box, understand we're all connected, understand we all have the same life, we're just on different timelines, but we also have free will choice, right? So we're not all going to make the same choices, we're not all going to have the same thoughts, because we are all different, but we are all connected. Joe Bloggs down the road loses a fiver, yeah, because I don't know, it's a lesson for him of being responsible, yeah, making sure everything that he's got is kept, everything that means something to him is kept guarded, secure, right? You found the fiver. You're now like, right, there's a fiver. Where is anybody around? Is there anybody around that could have dropped this £5? Anyone? You're looking, can't see no one. You even make an effort to walk around a little bit, see if you can see anybody and ask them, excuse me, is this your fiver? No, sorry, mate. Now you know it's yours. That's your reward for whatever lesson that you have fulfilled. Do you understand? But the reward that you got was a lesson for somebody else. So we're all connected. The universe will use another person, another relationship, another situation, which includes other people, to teach you your lesson, but it's also teaching them a lesson. I gave the example of, right, you're in a relationship with someone. Katie's in a relationship with Tom. Please don't take this as literal. I'm just making names off the top of my head. Katie is fully committed to the relationship with Tom, but unfortunately she didn't see the red flags of Tom not actually being committed to her. So Tom went out and cheated, right? Tom then thought, right, I got away with it the first time. So he went out and cheated again. And again, right? Third time, Katie found out. Katie was like, don't do that again. It's not very nice. I don't like it. If you do it again, we're done. He's like, okay, that's fine, right? What does he do? He goes and does it again, right? Katie's now learning a lesson of self-worth, because when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. There's your red flag. Katie missed the red flag, right? So when she found out the first time, please don't do that again. Okay, try again, fix it. But did he show her that he was ready to fix it? No, he didn't, because he went out and cheated again. Now, 12 months down the line, a third party has popped up. Oh, by the way, I'm pregnant. But guess what? So was another one that he had a little one-night stand with, has popped up and said they're pregnant. The lessons of self-worth, lessons of treating people badly. Yeah? It's never a mistake to have a child. Never. But the universe is teaching them. This is what happens when you decide to create chaos. Right? That's how it will learn the lesson. If you sit there and think that people can't change, the universe will give you a lesson of how people can change, and you're going to have to sit there and eat humble pie. No, that person can't change, that person can't change. Now you're going to have to sit there now and wait. While that person changes, they come back. He's changed. Oh, no, he ain't. Well, now you're gaining the bad karma, because now you're putting limiting beliefs on that person, even though that person has changed. They've shown you that they've changed. But now the problem becomes yours, because you're not believing that that person's changed. Why? Because you don't believe in change yourself. You believe you can't change yourself. There might be things that you can't change, decisions. Maybe you're a smoker and you want to quit, but you can't. Yeah? Everything's a trigger. Everything is connected. Everybody you meet, every situation you go through is connected, right? Go through life thinking that everybody is acute. Basically, everyone's interesting. They're intriguing. Understand that they've got just as much capability of fixing and healing and being great as you do, because we all do. But it's about finding the inner greatness first, because without knowing that you are the one that creates your life by choices, by actions, by thoughts, by feelings, because the universe sees all of them. No point going out there desiring somebody else's girlfriend. No point going out there thinking about ways to try and be with that person. Do you understand? No point trying to destroy somebody else's feelings because of something that you want. Why would you go and destroy something or steal from somebody that they've got things that you haven't? Why? Because you believe you're incapable of creating it for yourself. But then you also have you have a cold detachment from people, because you're not emotionally invested, so you don't even understand emotion, so you're emotionally avoidant. Yeah? Oh my God. Did you hear that crow then? Right as the crow. Well, you know, I've got a thing with crows at the minute, crows and ravens anyway, so. Right, I'm going to leave it there, because I have been on here for like 40 minutes. If you'd like a private reading, please do drop me an email at dropsofjupitertarot@gmail.com. I will be doing a session. I'm going to try and do a session every week. And I will eventually be doing YouTube lives as well, so please do look out for me. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and time with me today. And I look forward to seeing you in the next drop of Jupiter. Take care for now.